Hello everybody, my name is Desia, and I'm back again with one last video for week 1 of the training log. In this update, we're going to be talking about my silver rank up, crossing some goals off of the list, and deciding what's next on the journey to gold. To start, let's quickly discuss the silver rank up. Since the last update, I've spent 3 days practicing the basics with Colleen, and I see a pretty large change in my gameplay when compared to the Ultra Bronze rank up, at least. I felt much more confident in my execution, and because of that, my replays show me putting out significantly more pressure on my opponents. This has helped me keep around a 65% win rate so far, but I'm starting to see a big increase in the difficulty of matches. Since Silver has a 1000 point range as a subdivision from Silver to Super Silver, I'm going to start facing people with quite a bit more experience pretty soon. If I'm going to be hitting a wall anywhere, I think it would be here, so let's see how we're doing so far and what can be done to prevent that from happening. So we'll start by discussing progress on the goals for the week. To recap, goal 1 was to learn 4 combos that Frabisol recommended, and those were changed to 5 in the midweek update. The combos were the BNB, the same BNB going into Super, a Crush Counter combo, a V-Trigger combo, and a Heavy Jump-In combo. The base 4 are pretty much finished. All that's needed is a quick warm-up every session to ensure, that execution stays sharp. The last combo, the jump-in combo, has hit a bit of a snag though. I quickly noticed during ranked matches that the second standing heavy kick does not work on crouching opponents. This has made it very hard to land, as most people crouch when they see a jump or after they throw a fireball to anti-air. Unless I make a solid prediction early in the fireball animation, I'll hit them with the first jump attack, but by then they will have already been crouched, and so I'll miss the rest of the combo. I've looked around, and surprisingly I haven't found any replacements for this combo. So in the end, I had to do some of my own testing, and I found that I can just do the jump heavy kick and then do the V-trigger combo for a little less damage, but a guaranteed combo. I went ahead and added it to my notes, and this will be the safe go-to jump from now on. The other one will only be used on a good fireball read or some other situation where I'm 100% sure the opponent will be standing. Overall, I am happy with the progress here though, so I'm going to mark this goal as complete and take it off the list. Then, somewhat related to combos is the goal for better V-trigger usage. After this past session, I think I can safely cross this one off the list too. Every time I'm activating V-trigger, it's in a combo for maximum pressure, or it's being used to try and punish something. You'll notice in the highlights that I tried to do it against Mika's mic drop, the V-skill, since it has armor, and it worked. The first time it was too slow, the second time it didn't work though. But, so these punishes don't always work out, but the point is I'm making a conscious decision to use the resource instead of just randomly throwing it out for no reason. And as I understand matchups better, I'll become even more efficient and more creative with the use too. The next goal we'll talk about is defensive patience. I thought I was doing pretty well during the last update, but with this one, I found that when people get extra aggressive, again like the Rainbow Mika or the Akuma in the highlights video, this kind of starts to fall apart. I'm going to keep this on the list with extra emphasis on staying calm during high pressure fights. This is really a mental weakness that I want to get fixed ASAP, because from here on out people know their block strings, they have, traps, they know their offense. So I need to find out how to fix this quick. Anti-airs will also be staying on the list. I seem to do okay with the air defense drills, with the exception of dive kicks. I do not have an answer to them yet. I can't react to whether it's a dive kick, normal jump in. I don't know what to do for them. The problem also comes in ranked matches. I'm having a hard time controlling the air unless I'm specifically putting all of my attention towards watching for jumps. I think this is mostly going to get fixed with time doing the drills over and over, but to help speed up the process, I'm going to try something out that's just kind of random. Sheldon had a great lesson, which I'll link below, on how to use each type of jump, so back jump, forward jump, neutral jump. And towards the end of the lesson, he talks about mentally kind of splitting up the screen into zones, and then thinking about what an opponent would want to do in each zone. So I think it might help if I think of what zone my opponents are in and say it out loud during matches. It would kind of help me equate certain anti-airs with certain ranges faster, and by saying the zones out loud, I'll build a habit of constantly measuring the distance between me and my opponents, as well as kind of subconsciously knowing what anti-air to use in case of a jump in that zone. I don't really know how it's going to work out. This isn't something that he said to do as an exercise, but I'm going to give it a shot, and I'll talk about it in the next update. Then the last goal we talked about was updating my matchup notes over time. I'm taking this off the list since I've already created a document, and I'll just add things as I go along. It's very simple to kind of finish that one. So all in all, good progress was made. 3 of the 5 goals were completed. One needs significant work, that being anti-airs, and the other one, defensive patience, is very close to being crossed off. Just a little bit more. Just gotta find some techniques to stay calm or something. I don't know, but it's close. You might have noticed I didn't mention meaties, even though I said I'd work on them. Right after I made that video, I looked at the meaty practice from the Getting Good series, and I read the comments recommending not to work on this without having good combo execution and anti-airs. Since I suck at both, I decided to wait on that, and instead I worked on hit confirms. The V-trigger combo can already be used as a hit confirm with the crouching medium punch. I mean, it's not technically part of the combo, but it's part of a confirm. And then to be safe, I got one more and put it on my notes, which is crouching light punch into the standing light punch target combo. Very simple to remember, but also very useful because it can end in super or EX, Parabellum, so that'll give me a lot of options. The hit confirm practice has actually gone pretty good too, surprisingly, but I'm going to make it our first new goal for the week just to make extra sure that I have it under wraps. You might also remember me mentioning a long list of issues that I noticed in gameplay regarding being passive. I typed out the full list as a comment and posted it on the Ultra Bronze highlights video, so if you're interested you can look at it there, but I'm going to go over the ones that I want to take in for this week. First up is meter usage. Up until this point, I've only used meter for critical arts and matches, and this really is really bad for a variety of reasons. One, if I'm sitting on cap meter all game, then I can't generate anymore. That's tons of potential damage being wasted, and from what I understand, Colleen is a character that builds lots of meter very fast and spends it often, so this is an even worse problem to have. Second, by not using EX moves, I've been losing out on a ton of utility that can be just as important as damage. I just did a quick check online for Parabellum, and I see that it can be used to give corner carry, it can be used to like double the damage of the regular BNB combo, it can be used to, I don't remember what else, but there's a lot of stuff. Same thing with Vanity Step, Hail, like EX moves are very important. And to be clear though, it's not like I've forgotten that they exist in the game. I just wanted to slowly introduce myself to the tools available, and so far it's worked out good. So this week we're going to go ahead and open up that toolbox a little more and add these moves in there. We're going to take notes on all the EX moves and their properties, and I'm going to introduce Vanity Step, just like in general. I'm going to note it down and know what that does as well, so I'm bringing that tool in. I'm still leaving parries out and the V-scale out, but they're coming very soon. I already accidentally did a high parry on somebody jumping in, I think it was a Bison, and it was like the most satisfying thing I've ever done in this game, so I'm super excited to start messing with those when the time comes. But, so the fourth goal for this week is to note all EX moves and Vanity Steps and practice basic EX Parabellum combos and add them to my notes. That'll put us at 4 goals, but since defensive patience is more of a mental thing that I can't work on in training mode, I'm going to add 2 more mini goals. Goal 5 is learning how to sweep. Long story short, I have a bad habit of not sweeping if I block one, so I want to fix that. But I learned in my notes that Colleen Sweep can cancel into Parabellum, which is awesome because that gives you, again, a whole bunch of options. So I'm going to spend a bit of time in training mode doing the sweep combo against the dummy. Then finally, goal 6 is going to be to learn a follow-up setup for HP Parabellum, since that's the finisher for most of my combos. This will wrap up all of the goals in Frabasaur's Getting Out of Bronze video, and allow me to work on getting his Out of Silver video started for next update. And while we're talking about that, I want to note that I'll be moving more towards focusing on the problems from the Getting Good series and the goals from Frabasaur after this. My experience is that they both hit the nail on the head for skill progression, and I'm starting to fall behind on the skills they recommend. A lot of these new goals are going to be completed really quickly, so I want to add things like cross-ups, counter hit confirms, and meaty practice next. But for now, this is good enough, so this is what we're sticking with, and I'm going to get to work, so I'll see you guys next week.